We are 11 minutes late into this live, but it's the day before the pink ball test match starts, the second test match of the Border-Gavaskar Trophy.
Yep.
It's going to be a very exciting test cricket game. A game of test cricket.
Yeah.
Because not only stakes, Australia one test match down, but also because of the pink ball and Adelaide and all the stats around it and team selection and Rohit Sharma coming back and so much going in the press conference. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting. We have a couple of segments. The segments for a pre-match are quite different. Let us know if there's any problem with... of course, the echo is there.
Okay.
Is the echo there? Let us know if echo is there. Anyone? Someone? I don't think there should be an echo. Either echo is there or just the fact that our internet is so bad right now. Oh, there is echo.
Okay.
How is there echo?
It's fine.
Oh, it is fine.
Wait, so little echo, okay.
You know what? Oh, now it's fine.
Oh, okay. Probably an internet thing then. I hope so. Bit of a latency too. Oh, hey boys. What's up? Cool.
Don't underestimate Aussies. I don't know that there is panic or not because Tim Payne captain. Right, when Tim Payne was captain, there might have been a lot of panic. Let us know if there's echo. Oh, it seems fine. Thanks, Vasudevan.
Okay.
A trusted companion. So yeah, like I said, the segments in this preview are a little different to what it says in the description actually. So we have the stats of ping ball played in Adelaide. We have a lot of stats coming up. We have a lot of... Wow. Sorry, I was muted. Right. So like I was saying, that there's a lot of segments in this preview that is different from what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And so there are a couple of things we will talk about. We have a lot of stats in terms of ping ball played in Adelaide. We have a lot of stats talking about swing and seam. Can you guys still not hear?
Can you guys still not hear?
Is my internet that bad? It is bad. Alright, I'm gonna pretend to continue pretending that everything is okay. So like I was saying, we have a lot of stats coming up, a lot of interesting swing and seam stats, a lot of misconceptions that should be broken down after this live. A lot of things that we think pink ball does, but it actually does not.
Yeah.
And what Australia has done to win matches, because they won 7 out of 7 in this ground in pink ball matches, and what India needs to do to win. All right. It is a spectacle indeed. I mean, to get your live right, you should think that we are okay with all of this just because it's a second test match and everything. Right. At the brink of pink, like I said, so Australia... contrary to popular belief, like a lot of people think that batting in the second session is difficult. Batting under lights, twilight, I think is what it's called. When the sun is setting, the moon's shining, and the lights are coming on in the stadium. But that is not true. Also because most of the time Australia batted at that time. But overall, it's the best time to bat during that session. And not only that, day one is the best day to bat. And it keeps getting worse and worse. I mean... you would think that day one would be the best to bat. And that's my stuff, Pratham. Now we will get into interesting stats about swing and seam. something that we researched a lot on. And a lot of other stats that we will talk about is from Sudarshan's Twitter thread, which is in the description below. So if you want to check that out and read about it extensively, it's there too.
Is there stuff that you want us to see before moving forward? Just have a look at the chat.
No, it's fine. Just go on.
Awesome. Cool. Check your mics. Output. Awesome. So coming to the first stat of the pink ball matches that have happened in Adelaide, 173 of the wickets out of 220 wickets that have fallen have been taken by the Pacers. So definitely there's a lot for the Pacers here. Spinners actually, apart from Nathan Lyon, haven't really done too well. If I look at the stats for that, the thing with the pink ball, as Ashwin said, is that it swings more at night. Like compared to even like the day, we'll get into the numbers itself. We'll show some tables. We'll compare pink and red ball. But the pink ball at night is the one that swings a lot more than even in the day. And Ashwin, if we look at the stats itself, you'll see here. So this is firstly the day-wise breakdown of average swing and seam. And we've also pulled out like spin and bounce. And the thing here is that if you look at firstly average swing and seam for the pink ball, consider this, that when you look at average swing and seam in terms of degrees, 1 degree would be considered a lot of swing. So what we can see is mostly it's around 0.6 to 0.7. That's as much as it swings. And even in the case of seam, there's nothing outrageous as opposed to a belief that there is more swing or seam in the pink ball, which is not really true. One thing that's interesting though is that the spin, the average degrees of spin keeps increasing as the days progress. And that makes sense because the pitches crack up. Alright. Still some stuff. Hard to make out what you guys are saying. Is it still that bad? Can you guys let us know?
It's because... Okay, is it... It should be better now. Is it better now? Oh, it's not going to be any better soon.
Guys, we're having internet issues. Wait, I'll just put that in the chat also. Okay, some are saying it's perfectly alright.
Yeah, I mean, so if there's anything, it's because of the internet. Like some people are saying everything's fine, some are saying it's not. We have a warning from our end of how the stream current bitrate is low. But yeah, let's go on. I mean,
awesome.
We can't fix internet.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, apologies for this, but yeah, as you can see the stat at least on the screen, that should give you a good idea of how swing and seam has been on all of the days of the test match. And yeah, what I was completing was the point on spin, how the spin increases as the days progress. And even the bounce, there's nothing outrageous here. So this is basically the bounce from the ground up. And you'll see it's mostly around the late 60s to the 70 centimeter mark. So that's where a lot of the batsmen are meeting the ball itself. And just one thing here, again coming to spin, is that Nathan Lyon stands out amongst all of the spinners that have ever bowled at this venue. He's even got more turn than some of the wrist spinners like Yasir Shah. And yeah, I mean, like, although the average spin here is like 3.2, 4.5, Nathan Lyon consistently gets it around 5 or above. So yeah, on to the next stat. If we look at the comparison between red and pink ball, you'll see that there's not much difference. It's clearly on display. In fact, there's just maybe 0.1 degree of difference in the swing and seam. So contrary to popular belief, once again, reiterating the point, there really isn't anything special about the pink ball. Of course, it has a more pronounced seam, and that's something we can also look at when we're talking about the questions, when we're taking questions from you. But yeah, like, there really isn't something that's separating the pink and the red ball as much. Maybe it has a lot to do with certain sessions and the twilight that comes into the picture.
Yeah. And so that is something we will talk about, because the new pink ball does swing a lot more under lights than during the day. It's a significant difference. But what has Australia done, right? Like, so Australia won 7 out of 7 matches in Adelaide in the pink ball test match. So it's very interesting when you try to look at what Australia have done, right? More often than not, they've out-batted the opposition. The average score, first innings score is 500, which is just insane because before this test match, we made a whole video on how India needs to at least score 500 to win a test match. And to have a first innings average of 500 is just insane. And the other thing is the Australian bowlers have predominantly used the pink ball a lot more. Apart from the New Zealand fast bowlers, so we found a stat where Tim Southee and Trent Boult have found significant seam and swing. But apart from those guys, the Australian fast bowlers have just used the pink ball a lot better. They've used the pink ball a lot more effectively to get more wickets, especially Mitchell Starc. And it's all of this that makes Australia the team that is. It's only in 2 occasions that I think in Australia batted second and didn't get a lead, which was against India, where we got 36 all out in the second innings, and against South Africa, is what I want to say. And both of these times in the second innings of the Australian team, they outbatted the South African and the Indian players, which just goes to show that you have to bat well to beat Australia, which Pratap will talk about. But this is essentially what the Australian team has done. They've not only used the pink ball effectively, but just batted on and on for a very long time. And interestingly enough, the only time I would say they struggled was against the New Zealanders, and their fast bowlers, like I said, Trent Boult and Tim Southee, used the pink ball so well that it was such a close game. But this is what Australia has done to win matches and to continue to win matches. But for us to get a historic win there, what should we do to win a match?
So, as you can see, Blues in the pink of health is the segment
Someone
name.
asked, will we read the chat or not? We will, of course, read the chat.
We will take your questions as well, so don't worry about it. Keep putting down stuff, keep the chat active. Talk to each other also, listen to us. But yeah, coming to the first thing that India can do, the toss is going to be extremely important because the moment Australia wins the toss, they are going to choose to bat first. Their record, as Ashwin spoke, is impeccable. Like, if you get them to bat first, then it's over for you. So, toss is going to be important. Once again, it is going to be important throughout the BGT. India will want to win the toss, bat first, but also they'll want to bat extremely well. They won't want to make silly mistakes. They won't want to give away their wickets easily, because we've also seen that the pitch does get slightly easier to bat on as the day progresses on day one. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And yeah, if Australia win the toss and they bat first, then the Indian bowlers are going to have to step it up, because here's the thing, right? Siraj did well in the first test match. He's going to be very important here because he is the swing bowler for India. It'll be important to see if there are some changes in the squad, which we will talk about. So yeah, that's going to be important. Also, Jasprit Bumrah does not have much pink ball experience. He's played only 2 pink ball tests, out of which 1 was in Australia, 1 was at home. And he's not done too well. He's got just 3 wickets in those 2 test matches. So it'll be important to see how Bumrah turns up. If he can lead this pack, it'll be important to see how the bowlers play around him. And also, spin is going to play a crucial role simply because of the fact that the pink ball has a more pronounced seam. There's more in it for the spinners as well. Ravichandran Ashwin, the last time he played the pink ball test, he did pretty well. He got 4 wickets. And really, he's the only visiting team spinner who's shown any kind of impact. So, spin again is going to play a crucial role. It'll be important to see what India do with that selection. Cool. So, that covers most of it. Selection criteria, I think we can discuss about it with you guys as well. What else have we got? Yeah, and India just need to make sure that they bat well, because Australia have always outbatted teams. So India will have to bat well not only in the first innings but also in their second innings.
And that is the preview, the chaotic preview that is of the second test match. But we go on to the stands. We go on to answering your questions and talking about what you guys have to say.
Awesome.
KDP says Scott Boland's low balls may trouble India, and also Starkey opening partnership will be very important. That is completely true. Scott Boland is a very good bowler. It's only because you have Hazelwood, Cummins and Stark, you can't replace them. So Boland doesn't get that chance. But
Boland can wreak havoc. He's the kind of bowler who, if he's on song, can just run through batting lineups. He's done that in the past as well. So it'll be important. And he's more of a line and length bowler, so he's not going to give you much room to even leave the ball. So that is something that the Indians will have to counter very well. They'll have to trust their defense.
And like you said, Mitchell Starc, the fact that he's such a dangerous bowler in pink ball. I mean, with any new test ball, but especially the pink ball, it'll be very important for the opening batters to get through the
Mitchell Stark, 66 wickets in 12 test matches, pink ball test matches. So yeah. What
KL
else?
Rahul is opening. Rejoice, my fellow friends. Vasudevan says, we have an interesting video coming out tomorrow actually talking about this and talking about the selection and a lot. Sudarshan says, what do you think about KL Rahul opening and Rohit going to middle order? Is it a sustainable decision? What if Rahul fails as opener in the next 2 games? Does Rohit go back to opening?
Oh, this is a very tricky question. We've made so much content on this. Even the video
We are
tomorrow.
making the content that's coming out tomorrow is answers almost exactly this.
But it's tricky, right? For us, like going just by the stats and numbers, KL Rahul should not ideally even be in the squad. No hate towards him, but that's how we've always thought about it. Like if your captain, who's a better opener statistically, then KL Rahul has to come into the squad and go to number 5.
Then there's a problem.
Then there's a problem. So
unless your thought process is that they batted well in the first innings, you don't want to break that partnership. If that's the thought process, fair, understandable. Is it sustainable? We'll only find out. Because Rahul as a performer in Test cricket hasn't been sustainable. And so if he's consistent with his performance, then 100%. If he's not, then it's the same old story where Rohit finds his opening spot again. Doretto asks, do you think India should bench Nitish Kumar Reddy and bring in another spinner along with Sundar, or should they drop Rana?
Okay, interesting. I don't think they should play 2 spinners at this venue.
Yeah, fair.
There's enough for the spinners, but I don't think it warrants a second
Yeah,
spinner.
that's true. I mean, on average, only Nathan Lyon gets a lot of spin. But
and the other thing also is that, so I read this somewhere, I don't remember where, but basically it's about now that India's batting is kind of sorted in the sense that Kohli's in form, Jaiswal did well. Can you risk dropping Washington Sundar altogether to play Ashwin or Jaddu, who are better bowlers by far? So that is the debate. And also the Harshit Rana point, would you replace him with Akashdeep?
yeah, that's a good question. Answer that for us. Would you guys replace Harshit Rana with Akashdeep, or the other way around? Akashdeep with Harshit Rana, whatever the correct is. Ashwin versus Washington, what's your choice, especially given how NKR batted? Sudarshan asks. For me, it's not even about Ashwin versus Ashwin versus Washington, because if the argument is that if Ashwin can't bat as well as Washington Sundar, Jadeja gets right into it. I feel like Jadeja should have been preferred if the batter was the argument. Because like tomorrow's video will also tell you, Jadeja averages 43 in Australia with the bat, and against left-handers he has a very, very good strike rate and average overall. So the argument of how Jadeja will have to bowl against left-handers doesn't really make sense, including the rough outside off that Jadeja will have bowling into the left-handers. So saying all of this, I think it should have been Jadeja over anyone, if not for Ashwin. So that is what we will say. Vasudevan, my hot take is Shami should play. But he's not in Australia.
He's not even in Australia,
he's
right?
Not in Australia. I don't think he's in Australia. If I'm not wrong, I think he's still playing Smat. If you guys can check today's score and let us know if he's still in. I'm pretty sure he's still in India.
Oh, hey, Shrikant. What's up? The usual crowd is also coming in. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. What else have we got?
Mater Black says, which is tougher, pink ball in twilight period or red ball in day 5?
Oh.
Where in day 5? In India, day 5? I'll just
for Indian batsmen?
I mean, India day 5, red ball is the most difficult. You're batting on sawdust. Shami is not fit for the next test match, right? Sudarshan asks, is Ashwin going to set a record for the maximum time spent strategizing with the coach on the eve of test matches and not actually playing? I think he is going to be the first cricketer to make more YouTube videos during a test series than to actually play the test match. That is probably true, because every other day he has an IPL, I think, video overview of teams and stuff. So I think he'll do that. And you're right, he might, because it's Ashwin, he might just sit and do all the homework and not get to play.
What is Faisal?
Who? Oh, Faisal asked, do you think Rohit's form is a cause for concern for the long term, or is it a minor slump?
I would like to say that it's a minor slump because he did well in the England series, reasonably well. Obviously, those pitches are different, and now BGT will be a different challenge. But nothing alarming as of now. It's not like the Indian batsmen haven't gone through this kind of form slump. But how he turns up in the BGT is going to be extremely important. Also, because now that you have KL opening and you have Jaiswal opening, and suddenly India think that, okay, maybe we can move on from someone like Rohit, then it becomes a bit of an issue for him. So
I also think if Rohit Sharma fails this test match, it'll be too hard on us if we judge him too early. Because he's just reached Australia playing his first match, even though it's India's second match.
That too, it's pink ball.
Yeah, and it's pink ball. Yeah, all of this. Ashwin made 39 videos in the past 25 days across languages. Sudarshan says, wow, that is some consistency. Made a black. Ashwin's routine. Eat, make YouTube video, talk, and play cricket, sleep. Yeah, that's a good routine. I mean, if you're playing for India, I'd take that routine every day of the week. Oh yeah, so if you guys don't already know, we will do a live post-match every day during this test match. Hopefully it's around the time when you guys can join. So it should be around 5:30 because the day is end of play.
IST.
From what I saw, IST is 4:30 p.m. IST. So hopefully 5:30 p.m. is when we do our live, and hopefully a lot of you guys can join. Vasudevan, we will not take any Ashwin slander here. Which Ashwin are you talking about? Because it's my spelling. KDP, bro, please take my comment. Tell me. I mean, I'm sorry if I missed it. Any more questions? Anything more that you guys want to say? The Zenith Rao, as I see, Bharat Sudarshan, like 40 minutes, Ashwin discussed with Gambhir. Oh, interesting. Bharat as in?
Bharat Sundareshan. Okay. The journalist.
Oh, okay. I am Paritosh asks, would you guys be covering South Africa vs Pakistan? That series is also going to be a WTC decider. We will not be covering it per se, but during our lives, if you guys want to talk about it, we can talk about it. It's test cricket, so we will talk about that. Bro, is there any IPL squad analysis video coming out on individual squad? Yes, that is in works. It will come out before the IPL, not anytime soon. There's a lot of cricket between that. But we will have an extensive video talking about the IPL squads.
Supremely in depth.
A lot in depth. There'll be a lot of storytelling, a lot of stats involved, a lot of predictions. So we will have that.
KDP ka comment ऊपर चला गया. KDP, if you don't mind typing it down again.
Yeah. Vasudevan is just the talk about WTC qualification. I mean, if it's confusing for Ben Stokes, it's confusing for us. To be honest, I honestly don't know.
I think the simplest funda is that India should just look to win every game that they have to play.
Because if not, then it's on someone else's hand.
Because then a lot of scenarios come in. South Africa have games at home, so they're probably going to win all of those games. New Zealand, England is on. A lot of things.
Tavnesh asked, do you think India should have one or two spinners? You have answered that.
Yeah, we've answered that. India should play only one spinner.
And who should it be?
I don't think it should be Washington Sundar, simply because Jadeja or Ashwin are better spinners, and especially Ashwin's done well with the pink ball as well. He has all that experience. But yeah, like again, I would say bring Jadeja or Ashwin in.
True.
Yeah.
Dorito says, what do you think would be India's MVP who do you think is India's MVP in? I think in the Australian test match, as in against Australia in Adelaide in a pink ball test match, everyone should be.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be able to contribute with the bat. And if it's left to one person, then Australia winning it, because they by far outbat the oppositions. Faisal says, are we reading too much into Bumrah's form, or was it the pitch in the first match because India was all out for 152 in the first innings? I mean...
So it's interesting that you bring that up, because obviously the pitch does come into the picture, and it's important to use the pitch and whatever it has to offer. But that's the thing, right? It's important to use the pitch. The pitch could give you everything.
Right.
But if you ball the ball outside off stump, like at 5th or 6th stump, you're not going to get wickets as such. So
I mean, it's not Siraj who got those many wickets in the first innings. It's Bumrah, and that's for a reason.
That's true.
Tiger 123. Oh, I completely missed Tiger 123. Did he delete it? Oh no, Tiger 123 Gaming says, which two of Siraj or Akashdeep or Harshit will start alongside Bumrah? I think Siraj going to start, but...
Yeah, Siraj for sure. Akashdeep is going to be interesting because Harshit Rana did not bowl badly at all. He's got height going for him.
Did Akashdeep bowl in the pink ball practice game?
Solid question.
Did he bowl in the pink ball practice game? Because I don't remember seeing him bowl in the pink ball practice game. Right, KDB. If Indian batsmen struggle on a pitch, then it means the Australian batsmen will struggle more than us. If the Indian batters struggle on our pitch, that Australian will more than us. And this will also be seen in the first test. Indian batsmen are more confident than Aussies. Not necessarily.
I mean, I can agree that coming into the first test, no, but going into the second test, the Indian batsman will be in a better headspace because Smith is short of runs, Labuschagne is short of runs.
The top order is short
Pretty
of
much,
runs.
yeah.
Fact, bro. Ask, where does Shubman Gill fit in the squad? Is the series going to be critical for him? I don't think it's going to be critical for him. No. He walks back into the number 3 position.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be talked about a lot. Vasu Devan again says, if India wins 5-0, 4-0, 3-0 or 4-1, we win.
Yeah.
As in we qualify for WTC. Oh, Zenith Rao, Akashdeep, yeah, he did open the bowling in the pink ball test match. Correct. He did. He bowled quite well too, actually. Which is very interesting, if you think about it.
But, I mean, I don't know if they would replace... Like, the thing, like, my ideology or how I think about it is, would you want to change a winning combination considering that all of the players contributed and did well?
True. I mean, Harshit Rana also bowled well.
Yeah, and
practice
like
game.
the only counterpoint is that Akashdeep can swing and seam the ball.
Yeah.
Swing being the more important aspect.
Correct.
It'll
Would you drop NKR for Akashdeep? Now that you have Gill and Rohit coming back. If Rohit's batting at number 5, which means you're assuming that your batting order is a little more solidified.
Mm-hmm.
No?
I don't think I'll drop NKR. I might drop Harshit Rana.
You're dropping a bowler.
I know that.
Oh, fair.
You're bringing in another bowler.
True. And Akashdeep can swing the bat.
Yeah, that he can.
It. Very Umesh Yadav types. Bhaskar says, well, Indian women lost us.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't follow that match, India got all out for 100 is what I want to say. And Australia chased it down in 16 overs, 102 for 3 is what I want to say. And yes, this was a 50-over game. Just a poor display of batting, to be honest. I mean, it's only the first test match. First ODI.
Yeah.
So, that. I prefer Harshit Rana ahead of Akashdeep because Harshit is a skiddy bowler. And his performance in the Prime Minister's 11 was wonderful. Akashdeep not have ordinary performance in that, but he can trouble Khwaja head. That's true. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking. Rana bowled really well in that practice game. I think got 4 wickets on top of my head. If I'm not wrong, he got 4 wickets. I might be completely wrong.
Is the Hazelwood controversy true?
Oh, I'll actually take that. Oh, wait. Faisal says, Harsha Bhogle made an interesting comment saying, I've never seen Australian being in awe of the Indian players. Yeah, that is very
That is very non-Australian. Like, for all of us that have grown up seeing all of Australia play, this is very different. Yeah.
I mean, Mitchell Johnson in an interview was just lashing out on how Yashasvi Jaiswal could tell Mitchell Starc how he's a slow bowler.
Yeah.
And Starc was just smiling. And you wouldn't see Australian fast bowlers do that before.
Yeah, that's true.
Asher, you're here. I think Nitish Rana is an interesting player. He offers more than just his skills, and players like that are very intriguing and entertaining.
That's
very, very true.
Yeah.
I mean, we do back Nitish Rana already. Vasudevan Rana can bat better than Akashdeep, right?
Yeah.
First class average, yes. But then first class average, Harshit Rana statistically could bat better than even Nitish Kumar Reddy. But then during the test match, NKR came ahead of Harshit Rana. So statistically, yes, but God knows what the Indian team thinks. Cricket with Mr. Kostube, you're here too. I think Bumrah should take wickets from one end and Harshit or Siraj should control the runs from the other end. Easier said than done. I mean, if Pune doesn't get wickets, then you have to change. But yeah, that will be the plan.
I think Siraj will play more of a role in taking wickets also because he's going to swing the ball. So obviously controlling runs is going to be important because once Australia get in, the batsmen are just going to get away, especially if they're batting first. They'll get away with the game. So both bowlers need to attack. I think India needs to be more attacking than start off with a defensive mindset.
Right.
So,
KDB says, what's your opinion on Hazelwood? I don't think there's an injury. Something else is cooking because there's no reason to drop him instead of his performance in 36 all out. Maybe that PC. All right. The press conference bit, do you know what they talk? Wasn't a controversy. I mean, it was a bit weird to hear Hazelwood say that we're already thinking about the next test match. That was a bit surprising.
yeah.
But my God, they made that one small. He just said that the batters need to think about it, or you can
Which
ask
is
them about
fair.
it. Yeah,
I
which
mean,
is fine.
I think just
don't think there's a divide in the camp.
it's just things being blown out of proportion by the media.
Yeah, which will happen because it's the BGT and it's India versus Australia. But I don't think it's that. I don't think they needed that to be a reason to drop Hazelwood. Saying that, I mean, there are a lot of occasions where players are dropped in the Australian squad because of every reason other than just bad performance. And in all of these books that you can see behind, there are things written about it. But I don't think the Hazelwood thing is that bad. I mean, we'll never know. Once,
Someday we'll ask him.
yeah, or if not, he'll release a book and we'll read in the book itself. Vasudevan, I mean, Johnson is just stupid. Sledging only works when you can back it up. The problem isn't Aussie's mindset, it's their cricket. Actions speak louder than words. No, completely agree. I mean, I don't think Australians need to sledge. It's just that, even as an Australian ex-player, the environment that you've been brought up in and played at, and to see these guys play.
They've definitely become timid because Mitchell Stark couple of years back also would not have let that slide.
Yeah.
So it could just be players maturing.
Yeah, that's true. They've also had a change in style in the way they go about their
Pat
cricket
Cummins
because
the
of Pat
captain.
Cummins, the captain.
Yeah.
And it's not like it hasn't worked for them. They've won series after series.
They won the
retained
WTC.
Yeah, they won the WTC final. They retained the Ashes in England. So saying all of that, I mean, it's still working. Faisal, how far-fetched is India making the WTC final? Still far-fetched. I still think it's a little far-fetched.
Yeah, we're just one test match into the series. India's won. Obviously, there's going to be all of this hype. But this test series could turn very quickly.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Amrita Roy asks, do you think we will defeat the Aussies one-sided in second test match?
Very tricky question to answer. Cricket is a very funny game. The last time that India played the BGT and we got 36 all out, we thought we were going to get blown away, but we ended up winning the series. So it's going to come down to a lot more than just the cricket itself. It's going to be the character and the psyche of the players.
True.
But statistically speaking and how things have turned out for India, this is going to be a very evenly fought contest because of how India played in the first test match and because of Australia's record in Adelaide.
Yeah, that's true. But saying that, Australia have hardly lost the first test at home. And they have hardly won test series after losing the first test match, either at home or overall, something like that. But the word is hardly. So what I'm going to say. Anirudh, Jaddu or Ash with Sundar? We've answered that. I think India will only go on with one spinner. I don't see two spinners playing. Unless they do want to go with Jadeja and Ashwin. Which would then mean you have to drop either NKR or Harshit Rana. Or both. And play a spinner and play Akash.
Fast bowler, yeah.
Cricket with Mr. Costume. In Australia's point of view, they should take 2 wickets quickly and expose VK new ball. But if this happens, Rohit Sharma will come in at number 4. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if Rohit Sharma will come bat number 4. It'll be interesting.
I hope Rohit doesn't come in bat number 4 because you don't want to switch the batting lineup more than it already needs to be switched. And the point on Kohli, I don't know how true that is because in the Adelaide test, the pink ball test that India played in the last BGT, Kohli was the one who got 74. So, he was the highest scorer for India.
Yeah. We'll take a couple of more questions before we go because we have to go and the test match starts tomorrow. So we'll do a lot of this tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Shiva says, I'm expecting flat track for Adelaide. You know what? I mean, it is flat. If Australia's average first inning score is 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is flat. It just gets worse after that. So which means team batting first will really have to do well. But if India's bowling first, then they'll have to do really well to contain Australia.
Yeah. Contain definitely. Like if you're not going to get wickets, you have to make sure you don't leak the runs.
Any more questions? Anything more? Because we will go off. Be aware of Manas. His average in pink ball is top class.
Yeah, Manas
True that.
is the highest scorer in pink ball cricket.
Yeah, but Manas's average in Perth was also extremely good.
That's true. Yeah.
We made a Steve Smith video a couple of days ago. That was me hoping Steve Smith does really, really well in this ping ball match. I was telling Pratap that I want a century from him because it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
But I still want India to win. But I want a Smith 100.
One of our college friends, Anirudh, has said that one of our other college friends has posted a picture of the pitch and it was pretty flat. Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, what's interesting is he can read the pitch from that far, is what I'm going to say. Vasudevan, more centuries in a country by visiting batter Don Bradman, 11 versus England, Virat Kohli, 10 versus Australia. That is very, very true. In fact, a lot of other teams, I think even including England, don't have as many hundreds against Australia from when Virat Kohli debuted.
The 10 versus Australia is overall.
Oh, yeah,
Visiting
that's
is
true,
7, I think.
Visiting is 7,
yeah. But yeah, still a mind-boggling start.
Adelaide is always a good batting deck and a little bit slow. The pink ball definitely makes a point of difference. Yeah, 100%. I think that's also why they play.
Pink ball also comes onto the bat better. So
all of that to do with seam. Yeah. Chitwan says, I still remember us dropping Manas at least 3 times the last time we played Australia. Very interesting. Perth controversy led to drop Hazelwood, as we see Ref Sports video. He was bowling in. Yeah, but him bowling in the nets is some completely different to him bowling 100%. 100% takes a lot out of your body. Him warming up might also be to make sure he is warming up and being able to bowl and all of that for the third test match. Like, he might not have a significant injury. This might just be a precautionary thing because you'd rather rest Hazelwood in the second test match than play him and have him out for the rest of the series.
It's a long series. It's 5 test matches. Scott Boland is also pretty good.
What is a good choice if you win the toss? Batting, 100% batting. You don't want Australia batting on day 1 on this pitch. You really don't.
For people who've joined in late, Australia's average first inning score, batting first at Adelaide pink ball, is 504. So you do not want Australia to bat first.
We'll take a last question. I mean, if there's echo now, it's too late. If Steve and Manas play to their potential, then it's going to be tough for India. Completely
100%, yeah.
Anirudh says, I don't think ball will swing after day 1 because when we got out for 36, the ball didn't do much. It just did enough. That's true. It didn't swing much. There was a little bit of seam. Seam, if you didn't see the stat, you can go back in the timeline. There was a whole stat file where the seam stays consistent almost throughout.
Yeah. The seam movement is usually around 0.5 to 0.7 degrees. It's always around that much on all days of the test match.
That has been our life. We've done a lot. We have taken a lot more questions than we thought. Labu will squeeze my patience if the bat first. Yeah, that is something Manas did talk about before the test match, how he wants to do to the Indian bowlers what Pujara did to the Australian bowlers. I don't know if someone told him to take up that role, but for now, he has done that. Ashley says, hope you guys are doing well. We are doing extremely well, except for this first 20 minutes of this live where things were just chaotic.
Apologies.
Yeah, apologies for that. Thank you so much for joining on this live. We will do a live after every test match.
Every day of
the
test match.
Yeah. Oh my God. We will do a live every day of the test match. We will hopefully bring in a lot more stats into play every day and not just opinions. I mean, we will have opinions backed up by stats, like the degree of swing and seam, if there was any seam or swings, etc., etc.
But that's
been our live. Tomorrow should be a very interesting last question. Why aren't we bowling Yorkers?
The question is, do we need to bowl Yorkers? If good length deliveries are giving us wickets, is there an absolute need? Like, Yorkers become almost like a second or like a plan B, like Yorkers and bouncers. You would ideally want to hit the right lengths and get the batsman driving and get their edges. So,
what a way to end it. Vasu, I'm glad you're back in India. That's great stuff. Thank you so much for watching. There's a lot to look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow the test match begins. We will know the squad the first day of the pink ball test gets over by the time we meet. Yeah, lots to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end stream before you guys see this. So, I'll slowly end stream. Unless I can... unless I go to intro...